Yo, well, go on, bro. What you telling me, G? Yeah. What, you still with her? The sweet one from last night? Hey, I see you know. She was nice still, I can't even lie. Do you remember her name? Hey, hold up. Hold up. Start digging into me, bro. Oh, I swear. You're lucky I patterned her for you now. Wingman of the year and that. Yeah? Swear. Nah, say nothing, bro. Anyway, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I need to do a YouTube video real quick, innit? So, let me shout you, bro. Yeah? Say nothing, bro. Love, love.
Early in the morning,
Guess who's back? Obviously, Topical Juice and all of that. I love doing these little skit intros, man. It's taking me back to like drama days. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the, actually, as you can see, we're back in the original room now. We're back in the original room with my original pillows. Come on. But as you can see by the video's title, I actually want to do a quick video around mobile phone usage. Let me tell you what inspired this video, yeah? I was chilling on the way back from work about 3-4 weeks ago, right? And I was on the tube. Oh no, sorry, I was on the Southeastern back to ends here. And I was looking at my phone and I was just putting some Spotify, I was playing music here. I looked up from my phone, and I saw every single person in my line of sight was glued to their phones. And I looked up and I was probably like, rah. I was looking for someone to be doing something different, innit? Every single person like this, glued. And I thought, damn, are we fully detached? Are we getting a bit detached from reality a little bit here? It basically made me think back to like when my mom and my nan or whatever would be like, oh, this current generation, look at you, you're always on your phones, look at you, you know, be in the room, blah, blah, blah. The sad irony is, yeah, all our parents are now us. They've now adjusted to all the phone technology, blah, 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 and they're exactly like us now. So it's kind of ironic that it started off as like a bit of pushback from the older generation, and now they're exactly like us, walking on our phones. And so I wanted to do a video around phone usage and whether we're addicted or not, based on what people have been saying, you know, about our generation. Are we addicted, this, that, and the other? And the final kind of nail in the coffin for me that made me have to do this video was when I started getting those weekly reminders or weekly analytical, what do you call it, like a weekly analysis of your phone usage. I don't know if you lot have got it, but if you've got iPhone, which most people should, we ain't no Samsung users out here and all them things there, Google and that. And I was getting messages every Monday telling me how many hours I spent on my phone. I was disgusted. I was ashamed. Like, I'm averaging 8, 9, 10 hours a day across a week on my phone. Damn! Like, that was for me. That sickened me. That's basically the amount of time I'm awake. That's literally like, for as long as I'm awake, I'm pre in my phone, essentially, which is sickening. And like, obviously, admittedly, I won't lie, admittedly, it is things like Spotify, where I'm trying to play music en route to the gym or in a gym or en route to work or whatever, fine. And admittedly, I might have my phone on, like open, unlocked, sorry, on the desk. So that's contributing to the phone usage. But either way, doesn't matter. I'm gonna hold my hands up, I ain't got no excuse. I'm on my phone a lot, innit, okay? And I feel like that is a good topic for me to talk about. And I feel like I actually want to talk about this idea of being addicted to our phones. Like, I don't believe as humans we're addicted to our phones. And you're gonna bear with me here. The angle I'm gonna take is I just firmly believe we're reliant on our phones. We're too reliant on our phones rather than being addicted, because let's actually break this down. An addiction is something like it's a habit. It could start off as a habit, but you almost can't function without it, okay? Based on that kind of short definition, I'm not addicted because I can live without it. I can live without my phone. It'd be difficult, but that's the point. It'll be difficult, but not because I need to look at my phone. It's because the more our technology evolves and the more we have smarter technology, smarter phones, the more we're reliant on our phone. Our phones have our emails on them. They have our contacts on them. They could have our notes on them for work. They could have our banking details on there. They can have, name it, whatever you want. They've got it. It's in here. Music. We're reliant because we need to listen to music, so it's on our phones. Like, gone are the days where we listen to what they called. Wow, what's that? The round thing called Sony. When you put the one disc in. Either way, gone are the days, yeah, where, okay, iPod, let's just use iPod. Gone are the days where you have a phone and an iPod. They're together. We're super reliant on our phones. Now, that's the difference for me. Key difference. Gone are the days where phones are rare. So the fact that everyone has one, everyone's dependent on one, everyone's reliant on one, it means that we don't really have a choice but to be glued to our phones. Because how else are we going to communicate with our friends? How else are we going to see what's happening in the world? Okay, actually, going back on that point, obviously you can counter argue these things with, okay, you can check the news. News is biased and propaganda, so I prefer to get my news elsewhere. You know, unbiased, unfiltered news, yeah? So like, we need our phones. That's the problem. We need our phones in the sense that it makes our lives a lot more efficient. Now the problem is when we detach ourselves from reality too much. Now, people can get addicted. This is a different topic here, entirely. But people can get addicted to social media, for example, and that's a completely different kettle of fish. But really and truly, if none of us had phones, for example, we wouldn't know any different. You'd be getting your information from elsewhere. You'd be communicating in a different way, for example. But when the whole world has phones and you don't, for example, if I dash my phone away, I'm at a disadvantage. I could dash my phone away tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm on my phone too much. 10 hours a day, that's too much. Admittedly, I need to limit my time on my phone, but forget that for a second, yeah. I could dash my phone away tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm done with it. Absolutely done with it. All right. Then what? How do I get invited to cinema later? How do I get told that my mum's going shopping and do I want something specific from the shop? What can I do? So it's one of them ones where it's a snowball effect. Now we've gone past the point of no return. We can't now, technology can't go backwards. We're only going forwards. My opinion is we're not addicted, we're just incredibly dependent on our phones. If I want to reduce the time spent on my phone, I'm literally just going to reduce time spent on what I don't need to be on. Social media. I mean, I don't really need to check the Sky Sports News as much as I do things, you know what I'm saying? Things that are a luxury. You know, I could simply use my phone for music and put it down. I think the problem is where the addiction piece comes in is when we're using our phones when we could be doing something more productive. So for example, I used to love reading. I think reading is incredibly important. If you get stuck into a nice book, autobiography, whatever, you can lose yourself for days, hours, weeks, whatever. You could take up a new hobby. All that time you're spending on your phone, for example, at home, you could be practicing a flipping instrument. You could be doing YouTube videos. You could be practicing boxing. You could whatever your hobby is, you can be doing that. And that's where I think the addiction piece comes in. I think to limit phone usage, you should limit what you actually need it for, if that makes sense. And then obviously when you want to have a look at social media or whatever, then do it, but not to get consumed with the luxuries. That makes sense. But anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video on that, just to give my perspective about whether we actually are addicted to our phones, or whether, whether we're addicted to our phones or whether we're actually just reliant on them. And yeah, I do think it's a bit of both, but I think on the whole, we are basically reliant on our phones. We're dependent on our phones for our news, for our contacts, for our communication, for our laughter. You know what I'm saying? For our banking, easy access. That's what I believe anyway. But I'd be intrigued to see what you guys think when you watch the video. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and yeah, stay tuned, man.